Alright guys, and welcome back. So today we're going to start the video comparing the Stargazer and the Field Company, and we're going to start off with the Field Company first. As you can see, these are my Field Company Wheatcrest logo number 8s, and we're going to be cooking dinner, which is going to be a chicken and summer salad. So one thing that I do want to note first is that these are the older models here. They both have the Wheatcrest on them versus the newer ones, which do not have that. But that's the only difference between these and the newer ones. You can still buy yourself a new one. It's just not going to have those Wheatcrest on the side of the Field Company logo. But anyway, so we're going to compare this to the Stargazer. So Stargazer is also made in the USA, just like Field Company. They're both modern pans. They're both smooth. They're both around the same price point, and they're also made here in the USA. So moving on, let's start off with the Field Company. It is very lightweight. The handle design, also one of the best ones out on the market right now. It's really hard to beat the Field Company's skillet, to be honest. It is one of my favorite ones, and there's a reason. And a lot of people love this skillet just because of just what it is. Very simple, very modern. Very lightweight and just easy to use, not hard to maintain, and those are some of the things that people love about this skillet. So I restored these, and getting them seasoned once again after restoring them was easy, and a couple rounds of seasoning gave them a darker patina. They're not jet black or anything like that, but they're getting there, and they're doing a great job. So they maintain seasoning really well. And if you run your hand across the surface, there's still some texture there versus the Stargazer. The Stargazer is almost polished, very smooth on the inside, but they have changed their finishing process, and they do give it I want to say like a bead blast to give it a micro texture, so what they call it, for the seasoning to hold on to something. So I want to say that previous skillets or older model skillets had a harder time seasoning from what I've heard. I haven't had an experience with the older models, so I wouldn't know, but my skillets have been doing really well, both the Field Company and the Stargazer. One thing that I also want to talk about in this video is that this chicken has been marinated with honey, so that's going to be a sticky mess. Honey, soy sauce, and sriracha. So there's some acidic ingredients there as well. So is the seasoning going to take a hit? Yes. But after I cooked all this, there was a lot of mess, especially because of the honey. But it was actually fairly easy to get off with a nylon brush, and also I like using the Lodge pan scrapers, those plastic scrapers. It took me about 20 minutes to clean them up, and I gave them a coat of seasoning afterwards, and they're back like brand new and almost looking a lot better than what they did before. So as I mentioned, seasoning on this, very easy to maintain, as I mentioned before. Now the other thing that I want to talk about is also the handle. As you can see, this handle has the leather cover on it, and the reason being is that the handle does get pretty hot when you're cooking with these versus the Stargazer. The Stargazer has I want to say a design to allow some airflow through the handle before reaching where you can grab it, so it does stay cooler longer. It does heat up over some time, but not as fast as the Field Company. So with the Field Company, these leather handle holders are great. Just be careful if you're using an open flame not to just get them burnt a little bit, because mine are a little bit burnt. But nothing big, and the quality overall on the leather products are great. So Field Company doing a great job with their skillets. They are very hard to beat, and the reason being is that, as I mentioned, easy to maintain, easy to use, lightweight, and price point not the most expensive cookware out there for cast iron. There are other companies that are a little bit more expensive, so that's just one thing that I do want to note. And as I mentioned, Field Company, very hard to beat, and overall they did a great job. There was a little bit of seasoning mishap going on here on the right side, as you can see. I don't know if you guys could see it, but as I mentioned, once I cleaned them up and re-seasoned it, it was almost like nothing. And dinner turned out to be fantastic. The chicken cooked really well. the pan's heated up really well. Obviously, you got to let cast iron preheat, because if you don't, then there is no even heating. So preheat them before you start cooking, and you will see a big difference in your cooking. All right, guys, so moving on to the second part. And as you can see here, I do have a bigger one. This one is going to be a 12-inch Stargazer, and then I also have the 10.5, which is comparable to the Field Company number 8. So as I mentioned, seasoning on these have held up really well. I don't think they've done really bad, or at least not with me. The seasoning has been great. And as you can see, it does have a flat bottom. That's one thing that I also missed on the first part, is that the Stargazer has a flat bottom, which is very nice because on a glass stovetop, if you want to saute, you can almost glide it on the glass and it's smooth. So you're not going to worry about scratching any of your cookware, or your stove, your countertops, or anything of that nature. Very smooth. So that's one thing that I do love. Field Company has a heat ring, but that heat ring also has its advantages. So anyway, moving on back to the video itself. So as I mentioned, Stargazer, very smooth. As you can see here, they don't have pour spouts either. So the rim lip design actually provides a lot of help when you want to pour gravy or oils or anything of that nature out of the pan. It does a little bit better job than the Field Company, and so that's one thing that I do like, along with the handles. The handles are phenomenal. And as you can see here, I'm holding the pan without a leather handle holder or a pot holder or anything of that nature. I can still hold the handle, and it hasn't gotten completely hot. It is warm to the touch, but not scorching hot. And that's one thing that is hard to beat on Stargazer. You can use it for about 20-30 minutes, and it's not going to get scorching hot to where it's going to burn you. So that is one thing that I do like. And also, as I mentioned, their helper handles are great. So overall, the Stargazer heated up really well. One thing that I did notice is that the Stargazer, actually the 10.5 inch, did heat up a lot quicker than I was expecting it to. But dinner still turned out great. It did cook my steak a little bit more. I mean, I can't even say it was Stargazer's fault. It was my fault. So I was trying to go for a medium. I got a medium well, so. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick comparison. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And as always, I appreciate your time. Thank you guys for watching.